Incredible discoveries from Brazil. Hey everyone, it's Alexa again and welcome back to another video. Brazil is the largest country in South America and its area measures to 3.2 million square miles. Among that land are ancient sites, the Amazon rainforest, and river. What exciting discoveries were made in Brazil? Keep watching to find out. But before we get into today's video, make sure that you're subscribed and ring the bell so that you never miss any of our upcoming videos. The biggest snake. Lots of people who watched the Anaconda movie at a young age probably had nightmares about it. Nowadays, the word brings to mind Nicki Minaj, but, back to the gigantic snake. Anacondas are a type of boa native to South America. They belong to the genus called Eunectes. This means good swimmer in Greek. On average, the green anaconda grows 15 feet long. There must be something in the water in Brazil because the largest of these serpents are found here. A few years ago, construction workers came across a 33-foot anaconda. Gruta do Lago Azul, or the Blue Lake Cave, is located near the city of Bonito, Brazil. This national monument, discovered in 1924, holds two caves with fragile calcareous formations hanging from the ceiling, as well as a subterranean lake that measures 160 feet long. It's not clear if anyone had been here before, though it's entirely possible the ancient peoples of South America knew of its existence. The deepest part of the caves measure over 200 feet in depth. When an expedition group examined the cave in 1992, the team found thousands of animal bones that date from prehistoric times, such as giant sloths and saber-toothed tigers. Visitors who come down during September to February get to witness the lake at its most intense blue hue. At the edge, between Brazil and Argentina, lie the famous Iguazu Falls. Spanish conquistador Alvar Núñez Cabeza de Vaca became the first European to record Iguazu's existence in 1541. However, the first people to create settlements nearby were the hunter-gatherers of the Eldoradense culture from 10,000 years ago. Old legends say that a deity created the falls to prevent their ex-lover from running away with a mortal man in a canoe. The gods sliced the river, causing the boat to plummet down the waterfall. Iguazu Falls are the largest waterfall system in the world, with heights ranging from 197 to 270 feet. Golden lion tamarin. The golden lion tamarin, also known as the golden marmoset, lives on the Atlantic coast of Brazil. This small New World monkey only stands 10.3 inches tall, though it's the largest of its taxonomic family. The golden lion tamarin is active for 12 hours and sleeps for the rest, often varying the location of their nests. This frequent change helps reduce the scent they leave behind, making it difficult for predators to track them. They are distinct with their bright orange fur and long hair. Unlike humans and most primates, their nails are not flat, but are like claws. The new toads. In 2015, Brazilian scientists announced that they had discovered 3 toads of a new species living in the Atlantic forest of southern Brazil. Many of the specimens researchers obtained did not measure more than 1 inch long. They were named warty toads and are a type of poisonous amphibian. Though brown all over, small red warts cover their backs while white streaks mark their bellies. Warty toads like to munch on ants and mites. When they digest these insects, their bodies create a chemical in the skin that poisons anything that tries to eat them. When one researcher touched one of the toads during fieldwork, they reported feeling a numbing in their fingertips, but luckily nothing more. A common toucan. Even though it's known as the common toucan, we think its other name, Toco toucan, sounds more colorful. Don't you think? This is the face that you see when you buy a box of Fruit Loops. The Toco toucan is the largest of the toucan family. They live in semi-open forests in Central and Eastern South America, particularly Argentina, Bolivia, and Brazil. You'll find many toucans in the zoo, as their abnormally large orange beaks and striking plumage are a big drawing point for visitors. Who owns the Bahia Emerald? The Bahia Emerald refers to a mound of emerald discovered in the mines of Bahia, Brazil. It is said to be the biggest single shard of the gem ever found. It weighs 752 pounds and is worth over $400 million. Ownership of the emerald has passed down from person to person. In the past 10 years, at least 10 individuals have claimed ownership, and that's not counting the corporations and the government that has laid claim to it as well. During Hurricane Katrina in 2005, the warehouse in which the emerald was stored became flooded, submerging the stone. In 2008, someone stole it from its vault in South El Monte, LA County, California. Since 2015, rightful ownership of the emerald has not been determined. The fishes that eat everything. Piranhas are maybe the most terrifying small fish out there. The pacu, their close relative, comes in second. Most species of piranhas measure between 5 and 14 inches. However, the largest living species, the red-bellied, may grow to 20 inches. Piranhas are indigenous to the Amazon basin along the waters that reach both Brazil and Paraguay. Sharp teeth line the piranha's upper and lower jaws, allowing them the title of the strongest bite of any bony fish. Piranhas mostly eat other fish, carrion, worms, bugs, and other small animals. Attacks on humans rarely occur, but don't test a piranha when food is scarce and it's hungry. Not your neighborhood anteater. The classic children's show Arthur may paint anamorphic anteaters as regular third graders, but don't think that the real anteaters like reading books and hanging out with friends. Anteaters don't move too fast and they appear quite docile. They eat mostly bugs and are related to sloths. Anteaters will turn aggressive if they feel like they're being backed into a corner. Their long snouts may distract you, so make sure to pay attention to their paws, which do have dangerous claws that they will not hesitate to slash you with. Anteaters were first described in the 1700s and are endemic to parts of South America like Brazil. Praise the lizard. What do this lizard and the central figure of Christianity have in common? Well, they can both walk on water. The aptly named Jesus lizard is another animal that calls Brazil's rainforest rivers its home. This reptile measures 2.5 feet, with its tail comprising 75% of its total body length. When will you catch one of these guys performing the impossible? A lizard that runs across the water means it is a startled one. They run on their hind legs, sprinting away from danger. It achieves this by using the flaps of skin on its feet to capture tiny air bubbles in the water that help keep them floating just enough to propel them forward. The mysterious Inga stone. The Inga stone of Paraíba, Brazil, spans 150 feet long and 13 feet high. You'll find it near the Inga River, covered in glyphs that, for a long time, were undecipherable. Today, researchers think natives to the land created the inscription some 6,000 years ago. Some even argue that the stone is Phoenician in origin. Even with this new information, the meanings of the illustrations remain unknown. The glyphs depict shapes that appear to represent animals, humans, constellations, and more. Some believe the beings that made the stone aren't human at all. The sloth that swims. Sloths are known for being somewhat slow when they move, so it's difficult to imagine them swimming. We will have you know that three-toed sloths are quite agile swimmers, unlike their relative, the two-toed sloth. Also, unlike their relative, the three-toed sloth is less likely to attack you. Be wary, still, because those long, sharp claws are no joke. These creatures have been around for millions of years, but were not formally described by biologists until 2001. You can find them living in Central and South America, spending most of their time in trees. The only time they come to the ground is to defecate. So watch your step when walking under a sloth that's sitting in a tree. The giant sloths. From sloths that weigh only up to 10 pounds to giant sloths that measured 18 feet long, Brazil has it all. Megatherium is a genus of ground sloths described to have been elephant-sized. This extinct mammal is more commonly called the giant ground sloth. They walked the Earth between the early Pliocene era, 5.3 million years ago, to the late Pleistocene, which ended 11,000 years ago. Paleontologists first unearthed Megatherium fossils in 1788. With their huge claws, they dug enormous burrows that appear more like caves that can fit humans. The armored animal. The name armadillo is derived from the Spanish phrase that means little armored one. Interestingly, they are related to sloths and anteaters. The giant armadillo reaches a height of 59 inches, though the smaller pink fairy armadillo only stands at 6 inches. Armadillos are characterized by their suit of armor that covers their entire bodies, save for their tail, arms, and legs, and head. Even though their legs are short, armadillos can run very fast. The pink dolphin. The first time you ever saw a picture of an Amazon river dolphin, you probably thought it was photoshopped, but pink dolphins are real. Also called the boto or bufeo, this species of toothed whale swims along the Amazon and is the largest of all the river dolphins. They measure up to 8.2 feet and can weigh up to 408 pounds. They recently became a viral topic on the internet, but Western scientists have known about them since the 1800s. Unlike oceanic dolphins, the Amazon river dolphin doesn't have a fused cervical vertebra, or the part of the spine in the neck. This lack of one allows them to turn their head as far as 90 degrees. Serra de Capivara National Park. This national park in northeastern Brazil holds the largest and oldest concentration of prehistoric locations in all of the Americas. The Serra de Capivara National Park stretches to an area of 498.6 square miles. Brazil made the area into a park to protect all the ancient artifacts that date back to as early as 22,000 years ago. Back then, this area was densely populated. One of the most notable features is the Sitio de Meio. Much of the stone items and paintings have been well preserved here because the waterfalls don't flow to this area. Poor me ones. The potu is unlike any bird you've seen before and appears to be something between a sparrow and a frog. Funny enough, potus are related to birds known as frogmouths. People sometimes call potus poor me ones, referencing their strange, haunting calls. Their plumage helps them camouflage into the tree bark, aiding them in the nighttime when searching for food. Potus are also famous for their ability to stay completely still. If you ever hear one in the middle of the night, chances are you wouldn't know where the sound was coming from. Before we reveal number 1, we have a question for you. Where's one place in the world you would love to explore? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. 1. See-through frogs. Some people wear their heart on their sleeves. Glass frogs wear them on their chest for everyone to see. The same goes for many of their other organs as well. These small amphibians possess lime green skin on their backs and have transparent abdomens where you can see their heart, liver, and intestines. The first species of glass frog was described in 1871. However, the newest species was discovered in Fazenda Nova in 2014. They mostly hop around in the trees but will reside in rivers and streams when it's their breeding season.